Hi there, in this video we're going to learn how to solve two-step inequalities. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is how to go through the steps. So the steps are extremely similar to the steps to solving a two-step equation. So first thing you need to know how to do is you need to identify your constant. So I'm going to start with that. Identify your constant. Remember, the constant is a number that stands alone. Okay, then you want to do whatever the opposite is of that on both sides of the inequality. And then you want to look at the operation being done to the variable and then do the opposite. And then this, of course, is a very important rule that I had you make sure that you learned for the past 2 days last week, which is that when you multiply or divide both sides of the inequality by the same negative number, you must flip the inequality symbol. All right, let's get started. Here is our first example. We have 3x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 16. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to identify our constant, which in this case our constant is plus 4. It is the term that does not have a variable. Okay, so the term without the variable here is this plus 4. Okay, we're going to do the opposite, which would be 2 minus 4 on both sides of the inequality. The 4's are going to cancel out. And then we are left with 3x on the left is greater than or equal to 16 minus 4, which gets you 12. Okay, and at this step, we have 3x is greater than or equal to 12. So here we want to do the opposite, which is divide both sides by 3. And then we have x is greater than or equal to 4. Okay, so again, first, look at your constant, and then do the opposite. And then you want to look at your variable, and then do the opposite operation. Okay, moving on. We have 5x plus 4, we have 5 plus 4x is less than 33. So the first thing that we're going to do is identify our constant, which is right here, positive 5. So instead of a positive 5, we're going to do the opposite, which is negative 5 or minus 5, same thing. The 5's are going to cancel out, and we are left with 4x is less than 28. At this step, we would divide both sides by 4, and then you would get x is less than 7. Okay, so here, constant. Here, opposite operation. Okay, let's look at our next example. Our constant in this example is positive 7. Instead of a positive 7, we're going to subtract 7 on both sides. On the left, we are left with negative 2x is greater than positive 4. Now, on both sides, we are going to divide both sides by negative 2. Why? Because the operation being done here is multiplication. Multiplication. The opposite would be division. Okay, so instead of multiplying x by negative 2, we're going to divide both sides by negative 2. And when you do that, the negative 2's, they cancel out, and you are left with x. Don't forget, go back to our rule, this very important rule. Okay, here, here we're dividing both sides by a negative number. Okay, you see here, dividing both sides by negative. So that means that the symbol needs to be flipped. So instead of greater than, we have less than. And 4 divided by negative 2 is just negative 2. Okay, so our answer to this inequality is x is less than -2. And then here is our final example. Okay, let's look at our constant. Our constant is -5. The opposite of -5 would be +5, or to add 5. Okay, on the left we have x over 2, and then on the right, -8 plus 5 gets you -3. Okay, and then at this step, what is being done to x? Division. What is the opposite of division? Multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. I chose to do the left 2 over 1 just because it's easy for me to see the cross canceling. And now I have x is less than -6. Okay, so this is probably your most important slide right over here. Okay, it tells you exactly how to solve any two-step inequality. I hope you learned how to solve two-step inequalities. Thank you for watching. And I just realized this little typo. Perfect.